what do you think is really happening to your spine here? Okay, today, because we're talking on back health, we're first going to talk about the spine. I'd actually like a couple of volunteers, if 1 or 2 people, please come. Anyone else? Yes, please. So if you're sitting here, and if you have your phone with you, that's a good thing. Or you can pretend this is a phone. So one of you can sit here on the chair, and I'll get one more chair. Okay? So you have your phone in your hands. How do you generally hold your phone? Yeah? Okay. So prolonged sitting for 8 to 12 hours in this position. Do you generally sit like this when you're on your phone? So yeah, however you sit, yeah. So we want to see the real thing, yeah? So your head is bent forward. So now just think about your spine. Sorry, if you could stand up for 1 minute. We have 3 natural curves in our spine. We have the cervical spine here, which is curved slightly inwards. We have the thoracic spine in the middle, which is slightly curved outwards. And then we have your lumbar spine here, which is slightly, again, an inward curve. So this is the natural S-shaped curve of your spine, right? So what you want to do is that now when we're going to sit down, and now on the screen, even if you're on a laptop, the laptop is generally kept here, right? Or if your phone, it's again, you're looking down. So what do you think is happening to your head here? It's looking, you're going here, right? So your cervical spine, you hardly ever look up. This is hardly ever moved. You're on your phone. Yeah? So this is how you are. So you haven't moved at all. And even if you can stand up, maybe, and do the same thing standing. Okay? Right? So we're going to show you seated and standing, the difference. Now your head here, think of your head, it weighs almost as much as a bowling ball. Okay? Now that is pushing your neck. It's kind of straining all the muscles around your neck, and you have pain in the neck. You have headaches here because your nerves are affected, right? And all that tension is built up here. Sit down, please. Thanks. And okay, so that's a lot of pain in the shoulders. How many of us get strain here around the neck, around the cervical area? Young people today, feel stiff, and then upper back starts rounding. So your upper back here, the middle of your spine is your thoracic spine. Now this part of your spine protects your heart and your lungs, right? So what's happening here, this slightly outward curve is actually, go down, is actually curving more. And that goes into a kyphotic back. Kyphotic back is simply called a hunchback. So you tend to go downward, all right? Now we're going to look at what happens to our lumbar spine, the lower part. Your lumbar spine is your maximum weight-bearing part of your spine. Now if you can just sit the way you normally do, I'd like to show different ways of sitting. Yeah? Okay, so this is a classic example of what happens to your lower back. Now if you think about your lower back, because it's the maximum weight-bearing part, it is also more persistent to pain. Now, does anyone know what the functions of the lower back are? What does the lower back do for our body? Why is the lumbar spine important? Anyone? Sorry? Yes, it holds us up. It maintains posture and body alignment. Anything else? Anything else? Why is the lower back important? It gives our spine flexibility, flexion, extension, twisting, all movement actually is originated from here, from your lower back. Anything else? Mobility, yes. Mobility and flexibility. It helps to keep your spine upright, and what it also does is it helps in shock absorption from the ground reaction forces. Every time we walk, we lift something or we run, the impact comes on your lower back, right? So what's happening here to your lower back is, so you're really not that bad, okay? But here we can see that because she's leaning forward, the lumbar spine here is getting pulled in both directions. So I'm going to explain how that happens. You have your hip flexor muscle here, okay? Now this is attached to your lower back. And what's happening here is because it's hardly moved and it's sitting for so long, it's pulling your pelvis forward. And again, your hamstrings, which are again attached to your lower back, which are at the back of your body, is pulling your pelvis backwards. So the pelvis moves from its neutral position. The pelvis is what gives your lower back stability.